Hi, my name is Emilio Ceballos, and today I will talk to you about water. First, its importance. Water is an essential nutrient that plays a key role in our system, the human body. This can be represented by the fact that we can survive so much time without water. We can survive a few weeks without food, but only some days without water. Almost every system in the body, from cells and tissues to vital organs, requires water. Now, how many water is stored in our human body? The quantity of water in the human body goes from 50 to 75%. The average adult human body is 50 to 65% water, and the percentage of water in infants is much higher, typically around 75 to 78% of water. Now, is in an order, babies and children have the highest percentage of water. Adult men contain the next highest level of water. Adult women contain lower percentage of water compared to the one of men, and obese men and women have less water compared to every other range or type of person. Now, why is water necessary? This is because water is a vital factor. This means that we can't live without water. An example of the importance of water or a use of water is that our human body uses water to make function our cells, tissues, organs. An example is regulating the temperature and making the complete body work. Now, finally, where can we find water? There is water in the sea, in rivers, in lakes. There is water underground. There is water on the tops of mountains in the form of snow. There is water in the huge blocks of ice at the North and South Poles. So there are lots of ways to find water.
Good morning, my name is Elí Cárdenas Valencia, and today I'm going to talk about water pollution. First of all, what is water pollution? Water pollution occurs when chemicals and microorganisms contaminate a stream, river, lake, ocean, aquifer, or other body of water, degrading water quality and rendering it toxic to humans or the environment. What are the causes of water pollution? Known as the universal solvent, water is able to dissolve more substances than any other liquid on Earth, and that's the reason why water is so easily polluted. Toxic substances from farms, towns, and factories dissolves and mix with it, causing water pollution. What are the effects of water pollution on human health? Water pollution kills. In fact, it causes 1.8 million deaths in 2015, according to a study published in The Lancet. Contaminated water can also make you ill. Diseases spread by unsafe water include cholera, giardia, and typhoid. What can we do to reduce water pollution? Some of the things we can do to reduce water pollution includes reducing your plastic consumption and reusing or recycling plastic when you can. Another thing we can do to reduce water pollution is properly dispose of chemical cleaners, oils, and non-biodegradable items.
Now, as an example of real-life local case of pollution in water for our project, now it is the case of River La Silla. Apparently, this was caused by the accidental spilling of chemical substances highly corrosive for the biological matter of the surrounding environment, such as the flora, the fauna, and of course us as humans living in the surrounding areas. This situation caused disturbances as a political member of the local party of civilian movement sued the National Commission of Water over the unacceptable actions that happened at the site of the River La Silla. The delicate situation of the river caused the neighbors at the surrounding areas that were living among all this pollution at the south zone of Monterrey to request support of local authorities to deal with this problem, which the local authorities did arrive and analyzed the pollutant chemicals in the river, in which they found gasoline and hydrocarbons. This was alarming to them, so they requested the intervention of federal authorities to investigate the source of these leaks and apply punishment for the damage done to the flora, the fauna, and the residents of the place, to those responsible for all this damage. This member of the political party of civilian movement presented a legal procedure in order to prosecute the responsible people behind this pollution of the river La Silla. The suing was presented in the organization Conagua delegation, since the pollutants in the river were near the colonies of Lagos del Bosque and Villa Las Fuentes, also affecting places like the Light Avenue and Ernie Large Street Avenue, alongside Park, River La Silla, and Chalapan Street.
Hello, my name is Cantú, and I'm gonna talk about the pollutants of the water and the hypothesis. Okay, at first, the pollutants will be the oil spillage, the chemical water pollution, the suspended matter, the microbiological, the groundwater pollution, and the oxygen depleting. And our hypothesis is, for this experiment, is that plants absorb pollutants that are inside of the water. We are going to prove if this is correct or wrong with the following experiment that we did. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Víctor, and today we are going to make an experiment that simulates how plants can get affected by the effects of water pollution. The objective of this experiment is to know if plants absorb the pollutants that are inside of the water, or if they are able to coexist with these type of substances and don't have any effect on them. The materials we are going to need for this experiment are the following. First, a food dye. In this case, we are going to use red food dye, so the color gets stronger, but you can use any color you desire. A knife, which is going to be used to cut the celery. A cup. We recommend it to be transparent so we can see the effects better. We are also going to need a cup of water. We are also going to use a spoon that will help us mix the colorant with the water. Finally, and most importantly, a piece of celery, which is going to be the plant we are going to practice with. The first thing we are going to do is to fill this cup with water. We are going to fill it until half. Then we are going to add 5 drops of food colorant into the water. The more food colorant you put in, the stronger the color will get. With the help of a spoon, we are going to mix this so we can get the color. Now, with the help of a knife, we are going to cut the bottom half of the celery, like this. And finally, we are going to add the plant into the cup. We are going to wait 2 full days to see what is going to be the effect that the colorant has on the plant. After 48 hours, the plant became a reddish color, which we can especially see reflected in the leaves of the plant. We can compare this with another celery that was left for 48 hours too, but in this case it was just normal water. So with this simulation experiment, we can confirm the hypothesis that plants can absorb the pollutants that are in water. In this case, the leaves of the plants became red because of the red colorant that was acting as its pollutant. It is necessary to remember that a lot of the pollutants that are in water are actually colorless, so the plants don't seem as polluted, but they actually are. So we can see that at the bottom of the stalk, the plant also became red, and also all the way throughout the leaves. So we can say that the water or the pollutant transported all the way to the leaves, and it became red in this part of the plant. This movement of water happens all the time in plants. Water is leaving the plant through the leaves, and then more water is pulled up from the bottom. When a plant is surrounded by lots of water, like this celery, which has been kept in water for 48 hours, some of the extra water leaves the plants through the holes in the leaves. First, the water moves from the roots, then goes to the stem, and then goes to the leaves. Water moves from the leaves into the air. This is by the process of evaporation. In this process, the water particles drag the food colorant with them, but the food colorant does not evaporate. So this is why the leaves of the plant are of red color, because they are filled up with the red colorant. Now, replace the food colorant with any other pollutant in the water, and imagine the effects that this can have. We are talking about lots of plants being affected, and unintentionally affect animals too. Since plants are the food of primary consumers, when these animals eat them, they will get infected, and then secondary consumers will eat these animals and they will get infected too, and this will be a cycle that will not end. So this is how this problem can also affect the food chain.
Now, to conclude this project, I will present both long-term and short-term solutions for the pollution of water in a local level as well as a more global level. In the short term, we can apply legal action to all industries that corrupt the environment and take them to court to pay fines for their crimes. This will have the immediate effect we are looking for to help our environment. We could also make cleaning campaigns made of volunteers to clean the rivers and in our local areas. Now, for the long term, we need to make the people conscious about their acts that affect our water. This through our education system in the little children. For when they grow up in 10 years, they will follow these values about the importance and preservation of water, and these will resonate in them, and they will take care of the water when they grow up as adults. The importance of water is evident, as it is a vital substance for the survival of almost all living organisms of our planet, and it composes approximately 60% of the substances of the human body. Taking care of it is our priority, and it is more important now more than ever.